Early this morning, 4:30 this morning, I was busy trying to fix the drone. And I phoned the shop and had worked out a way of taking it back, and it was going to take a month before I got my drone. And then I had a revelation. I went outside this morning and powered it up, and there was no error. So I fixed it as far as I'm concerned. Saturday morning now, I'm going to take the drone out to fly it, and get over my fear. My fear of it. Technically we should call these quadcopters. I've always thought it was a bit pretentious how, you know, in the preparation for getting something like this, you go to lots of nerdy websites and they're telling you to learn how to fly it and be careful. I get it now. Flying this thing is terrifying. It's terrifying having a drone. It's terrifying flying it. For me, I'm actually getting agoraphobia from flying this thing. I'm scared. I look at the screen on my phone and it's like, oh, it's so high. I don't get vertigo, but I get sort of agoraphobia, which leads towards the vertigo. And I need to get over that. That's not healthy. I'm scared to fly it over a church because I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it falling and it breaking. I don't think I'm scared of hurting somebody, which is probably bad. I am just having a ball learning how to fly the damn thing, because this little bugger is nippy. You do get quite attached to your drone, you know. You do, and it encourages you to do that. You have to type in a name for it when you sign up. I love you so much. It's like the family I never had. I can't get a dog, so I've got a drone. I have a little situation here where I'm out in a field, and there's kind of like, there's not really even land here. It's all like choppy, slightly grown grassland. And if you look down here, you'll see the drone is, this is kind of the best spot I could find in the field. It's all very choppy. So I'll put the drone down here, but it's kind of like the back propeller is definitely going to hit that. So I've got these here, which are extensions. These go on these two go on the front feet, and that goes on the rear. And that just raises it up just a little bit so that it doesn't do any damage to the propellers, if it starts at all, really. And once they're added, you can see the little extensions here. Looks like that. And then this one fits to the underside there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Shouldn't film into the sun, should I? There you go. Does that help? You can see how it's rigged. Little extensions, and now when I place that down, got a little bit more clearance. Still not perfect. Check. Cool, ready to go. This is what it looks like. You see the extensions are sticking down. Doesn't really make much difference. I guess in a way it's a little bit more protection, so it doesn't just like land and damage anything. These little protectors are super cheap and they don't look terrible. Another thing is that the controller, normally there's a wire coming out of that hole there. But you can actually just plug an iPhone, if you're using an iPhone, lead straight out the USB port there, so that you can mount it on an iPad, which I'm just about to do. This is the iPad mount that I've got for the controller. It's something I have to do with two hands. I'll try. There you go. If I can just pop it out. Woo! So it's just this plate here, which is metal, which is why I got it. And these two little it's really well designed, these two little things here. I'm doing this with one hand. I hope you appreciate this. They pop up and they form, when joined together, a ball, which then will slot into this here, the old ball socket, making this a holder for the iPad. There you go. So now you can see that the plate is now fitted to the controller. I've got the USB coming around going into the side of the iPad, and the iPad's pretty much good to go. I must say this is substantially heavier, so I could do with getting like a little lanyard ribbon to go through that little hole there, so I can hang it down at my ginormous stomach. Here's beautiful footage. Look, this is it. Look at that. Oh, a bit of a ramp there. That's sped up. And what you can see here is the beautiful town in which I live, having moved from London to the country. And this is all fairly straightforward. Now you can see it's flickering a little bit. That's me. The flickering is caused
by the fact that I haven't set this up. This footage is actually zoomed in. It's 4K footage zoomed in. So it's very messy. I appreciate that. Yeah, the camera's on auto everything. I've not calibrated the gimbal properly, and therefore the horizon's not exactly level. I can see it flickering as it's panning around here. I'm aware of all that. I'm not worried about it. This is me just doing one step at a time, and I'm basically trying to get over the fact that I'm afraid to fly the thing high. I've actually got a hood over my head, and I'm just trying to steer the thing just by looking at the iPad screen, not looking at where the drone is, trusting the technology. And as I bring it around over this hedge, I did notice something, which is where the sun is. If you look at the shadows, you can tell a little bit where the sun is. The sun is just coming around on the right here. You'll see there's a tall tree in the top corner of the field. There's the tree. Just above there is where the sun is, right above that. And as it comes down to me in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see me wearing the hood. You should see a flickering down the left hand corner, lines. There they are. That's shadow from the rotor blades flickering across the gimbal, across the lens. So then what I did was put the lens hood on that you can get on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. So this is the same shot, and the sun hasn't moved, but the flickering has gone. The shadow from the rotor blades has gone, but there's a new problem that comes from this, which I think you could probably fix by putting the drone into tripod mode, so it's much slower and much more careful as you give it instructions. I'm about to thrust the drone forward here, and as I do, you'll see the shadow coming in at the top of the frame. As I say, this is slightly zoomed in. There, you saw it there. That is the nose dipping down, the rear end coming up, and the shadow appearing at the top of the frame as the gimbal just picks up the top of the hood. There's not a lot you can do about that. That's all part of my learning how to use this thing. I think the hood is a fantastic, valuable tool. That's me tilting up to have a look at it. And you see I've got the auto exposure in there, so that's no good.
We've had a lovely day here with the drone. Mr. Drone over here. This is Oscar. I have to give it a name in this apparently, so I've called him Oscar. And that's the drone. We've had a lovely day out in this field. It's been very peaceful, very quiet. I've got all this on my doorstep now, which is fantastic, as they say in porn. I know for a lot of people, droning is kind of like, well, just get it up there, man, and get flying about. It's not for me. This is a professional investment for me. I want to be good at what I do. And I really need to get like professional training to learn the law. I thought I could buy it and just go rogue and fly the drone around and fly it over houses, fly it over people. But the responsibility feels so great when you're flying the thing. I'm not going to do it anyway. I'm going to play by the rules and play it safe and try and get the pretty stuff. But you can pretty much, I've been out here for 40 minutes an hour droning, and I reckon I've got maybe 12 seconds of good material. Of course, you've got your Casey Neistat now, who doesn't even fly his drone through New York anymore because, well, I wonder why. Oh, CNN, the master of fakery, has joined CNN. As a result, obviously he can't drone illegally anymore.